Good evening, everyone. Welcome to First Church of Religious Science here in New York City. Welcome to our Louise self-healing class. This evening, I want to draw upon the wisdom of an earlier teacher, someone that Louise would have read, as I have and many have. It's Emma Curtis Hopkins. Emma Curtis Hopkins was a pioneering figure in metaphysical healing, and she was a key influence in New Thought itself. Hopkins was often referred to as the teacher of teachers, and she was well known for her profound insights into self-healing in particular and spiritual growth. She played a real big role in shaping the foundations of the New Thought philosophy, emphasizing always the power of your mind to heal, the power of your mind to transcend physical limitations. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of her material this evening. She was always encouraging individuals and people to align themselves with divine principles. If I'm whole, I'm complete. Wherever you can think of a divine principle, that would be the approach that Emma Curtis Hopkins would employ, knowing that she is one with light, knowing she is one with healing, that she's whole, complete. For example, she taught the concept of radical reliance on the divine. So I haven't heard that in a few years. What would that be like if you were radically reliant on this inner spirit, if you're radically reliant on the divinity that's within you? So that means placing your unwavering trust in the presence and the power of this thing that's inside of you, this divine thing. If you trusted that part, Louise would say, deep at the center of your being is this thing, this infinite well of love, life, and intelligence. And Hopkins would be asking us to have radical reliance on that inner divinity that's in all of us. So that's a tall order, but I love the way she expressed it. So let's consider that for this evening. Today we might say it a little differently, but then radically relying on the divine, we might say it differently than that. But Louise would say it this way: I completely trust in the process of life. So since the 19th century, Hopkins became known for her healing work, her healing practices, her New Thought teachings, which would sound very similar to what we teach today, though the language would be a little bit different. And she shared her teaching through her lectures and her writings. I've read a couple of her books, one of which I remember was called High Mysticism. The language would be a little bit tough for your average reader today, but if you take the time, it's full of wonderful information. One of the great things about Louise though, since this is a self-healing class, is Louise had the ability to take a lot of that language and make it accessible to just about anyone. But today I'm bringing Emma Curtis Hopkins into the talk. I want you to know her influence went far beyond just us, religious science. She influenced the unity movement. She influenced just about every New Thought tradition. She influenced Ernest Holmes. Her teaching inspired just about everybody, including, of course, Louise Hay. Louise Hay, as I just mentioned, would say, I trust in the process of life. Louise was always realizing that we are each spiritual beings, that we are one with this one energy. She would say, this inner, she would say, deep at the center of our being is this activity, this love. And she said, accessing that is the miracle, the great miracle cure. Louise would have us remember that we are part of, each of us are individualizations of this one life. And so we wake to the idea that we are one with this love, and we begin to love ourselves, and then we understand that everyone is a part of this same divine activity. Louise said loving ourselves works miracles in our lives. She was always suggesting that we let things go that get in our way, that we release patterns of thought, old ideas, old grievances, anything that's harmful. Emma Curtis Hopkins spoke about our fears and the importance of releasing any fear. Wherever you find fear or a grievance, let it go. Speaking about her fears, she commented, the number of people have fear of death, for example, and it itself can create disturbances in their lives. And she proclaimed there is no subconscious fear of death. So releasing that idea, saying it doesn't, she said, she challenged us to release these fears, saying it doesn't solve anything to have these fears. What she meant is that fear of death, for example, while powerful to some, does not provide any solution or answer for you. And she said, oftentimes it will mask fears and issues that need to be looked at squarely and addressed, released, neutralized. In fact, by focusing on fears such as this, we may be avoiding confronting other issues, which can create various disturbances in our lives, a lot of unnecessary worry and anxiety. In religious science studies, we learn, we study, we believe that each of us are individual souls forever and ever expanding. We come here into this life plane to learn and to grow and to express life and to express it abundantly. So each of us, again, are individualizations of the divine source, an eternal being expressing through this physical existence. This understanding can transform our perspective on death. Rather than seeing it as an end, we view it as a transition, a continuation of the soul's eternal journey. By recognizing our eternal nature and addressing underlying fears, we achieve restful sleep and peace of mind. Hopkins encouraged individuals to look beyond this immediate fear and explore other things, other causes of our anxieties. Her approach helps dissolve the power of fear and replaces it with a sense of divine protection and peace. I learned that in different places in my life too, from 12-step perspective. There's that idea of there's something that's very fearful. It's helpful if you can gain the courage to look at it and walk through it rather than avoiding it. If you have a habit of avoiding issues, avoiding, it just causes something to become much bigger rather than looking at it. In religious science, we know that we're supplied and supported. We know that we're inlets and outlets of God activity. So we walk through things knowing that we are bigger than the situation in front of us. And we'll find that we get to the other side because we have that type of faith. As she was saying, Emma was saying, having radically relying on this faith. So affirming our faith in life and knowing that we're divinely protected helps release fears, allowing us to live more fully and joyfully. Ernest Holmes echoed this sentiment, saying, life is not just something to be endured, it's to be lived in joy, in fullness, and without limit. By embracing the teachings of Hopkins, Holmes, and Hay, we can transform our fears into opportunities for growth and healing. Their collective wisdom reminds us that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. Change your thinking and you will change your life. So choosing thoughts of love, peace, will bring you into divine alignment. And as you do this, you can unlock your inner healer, and live life to its fullest potential. Our focus again tonight is on the power of self-healing. It's always about self-healing. We do this through understanding and aligning with divine principles. Self-healing is the process of using your own mind and spirit to heal your body. It's based on the understanding that we're not just a physical being, but we're also spiritual and we're mental beings. We have great power within us. Deep at the center of our being is this great power. And as you come here week by week, you can learn to rely on this power. First, you have to understand that you have it, that you're an individualization of it, and you could draw on it. Ernest Holmes would say you have a bank account downtown with your name on it, with unlimited good in it that you can draw from. So we need to learn to be open and receptive to spirit and its ideas, because it will always be there offering us guidance. As we learn to change our thoughts and change our beliefs, we can heal and we can improve any physical condition. We can heal all aspects of our life, actually. Louise, in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, emphasized that our thoughts and beliefs are powerful tools that will shape our reality. She said, as I said earlier, every thought you think is creating your future. This principle lies at the heart of self-healing. By consciously choosing better thoughts, more expansive thoughts, more powerful thoughts, by developing a bigger vision for yourself, by hitching your wagon to the bigger idea, to the stars that Emerson spoke of, we then begin to create a healthier, more vibrant future. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of religious science, echoes the very same idea in his textbook, The Science of Mind. He said, we are surrounded by an infinite something. We are surrounded by it. We live in it. We're surrounded by an infinite possibility. And it is goodness. It's love. It's life. It operates through law and reason. In expressing itself through us, it becomes more fully conscious of its own being. So you can think of yourself as a conduit of this divine activity. And you're here to unfold. You're here to grow. You're here to express yourself. And all of us are learning and evolving and growing. I had a teacher once, Dr. Bill, who said, think of it as a schoolhouse life. You're here to learn, you're here to expand, you're here to learn to love yourself, and you're here to flourish, to grow. And don't lament over the lessons or what you've been through, because all of it's been good. All of it has brought you here. Don't judge the world either, because everyone in it is here as spiritual beings, learning lessons that are unique to themselves. We say namaste when we see others, spiritually recognizing that they are a part of this one divinity, this one life, and so are we. So there's unfolding good in life everywhere. There's this creative activity that's going on within all of us. So we want to learn to align our thoughts with higher ideas, expansive ideas. We want to allow divine health. We want to allow wholeness, peace, joy to express itself through us. Now, Emma Curtis Hopkins also taught the importance of the very same thing, aligning our thoughts with divine truth. She said it this way: there is a divine science, a practice, which when understood and practiced, enables us to heal ourselves, heal the sick, bring success to our undertakings, and demonstrate the very power of God. So she had a flair. There is a divine science, she said, which when understood, when practiced, remember we're practitioners, enables us to heal ourselves, to heal our lives, to heal the sick, to bring greater health into our circumstances, into our physical bodies, to bring success to our undertakings, and demonstrate the power of good, or the power of God. This divine science involves recognizing and affirming the truth of our being. That's the first step of affirmative prayer, everybody. I recognize and I know that there is one power, a power for good operating in me and through me. So she's saying this divine science involves recognizing and knowing it's there, and affirming the truth of our being, affirming that you are one with it, and knowing that we're expressions of divine health, wholeness, and perfection. I'm going to review one or two of her affirmative prayers for you, and I'll break it down a little because the language might be a little dated. She started out with the powerful I am. She was quoting from scripture. She says, I am the Lord thy God, which has brought you out of the house of bondage, out of the land of Egypt into the promised land. And our promised land is today. And she went on to say, I'm the Lord thy God, and that spiritual activity is operating within you, within your own spiritual being. And then she challenged her audience, awaken to the realization that this spirit within you brings you out of the land of Egypt, out of the bondage, and you are free. So accept your freedom and invite you. She said, I accept my freedom and I invite you to accept yours. And then close by saying, you are free, and so it is. This prayer of hers is a powerful affirmation of our freedom and our divine potential. Let's break it down just a little bit more to make sure we understand its deeper meaning. Again, it starts out, I am the Lord thy God. This refers to the divine presence within each and every one of us. You could look right in the mirror and say, I am the Lord thy God. Or envisioning and knowing that this good, this eternal substance, this spiritual activity is within us. And look in your eyes and say, I am it. Referring to the presence within each of us. This spiritual center that's in us has the power of creation and healing with it. And once you realize who you are, that you're one with the one, this realization will bring you out of bondage, right? This awareness that you are one with Source, as you can remember that I am one with the one, will bring you out of the house of bondage. It will neutralize the limitations, the negativity, the thoughts, the emotional pressures. As we take our pause day by day in our day-to-day living and knowing that we are one with the one, that very act of taking a pause in prayer or meditation will neutralize a lot of these limitations. It will take you out of this circular negative thinking, this house of bondage. As we recognize the divine presence within us, it's always there. It will free you of limitations. So she's suggesting we get out of the land of Egypt, which when she was saying that, she's challenging us to step out of a consciousness filled with struggle and challenges and self-criticism and doubt. And moving out of this state, being resolute that you're going to radically rely on spirit within. As you move out of this state, it signifies a shift towards a more enlightened and harmonious state of being. As New Thought students, all of us were moving more and more towards an enlightened and harmonious state of being. Many of us are no longer willing. We've traded in a lot of lesser ideas for greater. The things that we used to be involved with mentally and emotionally, we've moved past. As we heal our lives, as we grow and love ourselves more and more, we expand our consciousness. You've heard me say before, as within, so without. As you love yourself more, you drop, you release a lot of things that you would used to, you change the conversation such a way you're just not interested in doing all the negative talk. So we reach with Hopkins what we call eventually the promised land. We talk often here week by week in different ways. We'll say the kingdom of good is at hand, the kingdom of God is at hand. We'll also say miracles are natural. When you're not experiencing them, something's gone amiss, right? Nothing's denied anybody. The kingdom's at hand. All healing, Louise Hay would say, is self-healing. So we want to make a real effort to clear the debris away. I teach you that when I talk about the 4 agreements. The agreements are the old ideas and the things that we've hung on to. We want to release that stuff. We want to look it square in the eye. We want to release it because it's nothing. And, we want to look at things because the things that we fear really, there's an old saying, FEAR, false evidence appearing real. We want to have the courage to rely on our faith because our faith is always going to be greater than anything we're going through. The promised land that symbolizes a state of spiritual freedom, health, and abundance that all of us can achieve by aligning ourselves and realizing that we have this thing within us that responds to us. We are spiritual beings, and we have deep at the center of our being this infinite well of love, activity, power, and light. So as we affirm these truths, we align ourselves with these divine principles of freedom, health, and abundance. Emma Curtis Hopkins taught long, long ago that our thoughts and our beliefs are creating our reality. Now that's been taught by everybody since, but I thought I'd bring her into the conversation today. To experience health and well-being, we must align our thoughts with the divine principles of love, ease, balance, and joy. This means recognizing our inner divinity, understanding that the divine presence within us is the source of all healing, and it's greater than anything you could ever be going through. So what did I just say? Recognize each day, spend some time recognizing that you have this power. It's in you, it's operating through you. This divinity is within you. Okay, this presence, it's there. Affirm that you're supplied and supported. Regularly affirm that our lives are guided by ease, by spirit, and all is well. And this will help release stress and tension. As Louise Hay concurred, every thought, every single thought we think is creating our future. By consciously retraining yourself and gently choosing thoughts of ease and balance, we create a healthier future for ourselves, knowing we're supplied and supported. All of life is consciousness. All of life is unfolding and circulating as we believe. I was reading a Barker lesson this week where he said, our bloodstream represents the circulation of joy in our lives, in our consciousness. Barker was emphasizing that the ideal state of our blood is normal, happy, flowing without stress or strain. So when we go within, when we take our moments to meditate, to pray, to do affirmative prayer, when we go within and cultivate joy, and when we release anything that's troubling, we promote better conditions generally. We improve circulation and overall health. Louise Hay also highlighted the importance of having this consciousness of joy and healing by saying one day, joy is the best makeup. So she was, again, saying it's important to have joy in your consciousness, commenting it is the best makeup. Embracing joy in your day-to-day living can provide a profound impact on your physical well-being. Emma Curtis Hopkins and other New Thought leaders often highlighted the healing power of love. So let's all set for today's lesson, to deepen our connection, to remember who we are, to deepen our connection with truth, to the realization that there is one life, and that life we all share in. We say here, I am one with the one. So let's set our intention today to deepen this understanding that I am one with the one, to realize that there is one love, one life, and that all of us are part of it, that it lives in us and it moves in us and it's wooing us on, it's encouraging us. Let's realize once again that there is an inner healer and a healing activity that's always at work. Spirit is always in operation, always attempting to get our attention. So let's turn to it. Let's invite it in. Let's set that intention to deepen our understanding, to deepen that connection. Let's invite it into our awareness. Let's take a few timeouts throughout every day, the beginning, the ending, the middle of the day. Let's do that. So let that be our collective intention for today's class, to deepen our understanding, to remember who we are and what we are. Let's use one or two of Emma Curtis Hopkins' affirmations. She said, divine love now lubricates my life. It lubricates all my joints. Divine love heals. These affirmations serve as a potent tool for physical healing, emphasizing that love as a divine force can heal and restore every part of our lives. Let's affirm this together. Divine love heals and restores every part of my being. Louise Hay also taught that self-love is the cornerstone of everything. It all begins here. Love is a great miracle cure, Louise said. Loving ourselves works miracles in our lives. Let's further affirm, I love, accept, and approve of myself completely, and miracles unfold in my life. And Emma Curtis Hopkins taught that our fears can create various disturbances in our lives. So let's acknowledge and address these fears as soon as you see them. Let's work on neutralizing them. Otherwise, they keep operating in our lives. And we want to release the need for these fears to be operating in our lives. So if you're doing affirmative prayer and one comes up, stop right there and release the need for it, neutralize it. Ask yourself some questions. What is it there to teach you, and deal with it? Because we really want to work on erasing, neutralizing any of these things. So let's affirm together. Divine love, that's the divine love within me. The awareness of it dissolves all fear and fills my heart with peace. And know that, say, I'm safe and all is well in my world. Again, divine love dissolves all fears and fills my heart with peace. I am safe and all is well in my world. So divine love is a very powerful force that resides within each of us, especially as we know that life is responding to us. By affirming and embracing this love, having this awareness, we are unlocking our inner healer and creating a life filled with peace and joy. For example, Emma suggested, say, divine love now heals me. Again, she said, divine love now heals me. Take that in. Maybe that would be an affirmation you'd like. This affirmation can be a powerful tool for physical healing. Divine love now heals me. It emphasizes that love as a divine force can heal and restore every part of your life, every part of your body. Let's affirm one more time. Divine love heals and restores every part of my being. Many of you are more familiar with Louise Hay, who said self-love is the cornerstone of healing. As I said before, love is the great miracle cure. Again, love is the great miracle cure. Loving ourselves will work miracles in our life. So let's take a moment this evening for a little guided process inspired by Emma Curtis Hopkins and her teachings. I hope you're in a comfortable place. Maybe you close your eyes for a moment or two and take a deep breath. And as you exhale, please release any tension that might be in your body. Let's imagine, as we often do, a warm, wonderful golden light surrounding you and filling you with peace and healing energy. Visualize this golden light entering your body, and with each breath, bringing healing to every cell, to every place it needs to go. As you breathe out, again, let go of any negative thoughts or feelings. Feel this light moving through you, your entire being, filling you with peace, love, and joy. Know with me that you are one with the divine source. Yes, deep at the center of your being. Realize with me that you are one with the one, that you're whole, you're free, you are unlimited being, you are healed. Spend a moment in this peaceful state, allowing this healing energy to simply flow through you, healing whatever it needs to heal, going where it ever needs to go. So let's end this section with a few affirmations inspired by Emma Curtis Hopkins and Louise Hay. In your mind, please repeat after me. I am free from all pressure and stress. I embrace ease and balance in my life. Joy, yes, joy circulates through my body, promoting health and vitality. Divine love heals and restores every part of my being now. I sleep peacefully and I wake up refreshed, filled with energy and joy and optimism. Hopkins emphasized the importance of self-love and acceptance in achieving physical health. She challenged all of us to stand in front of a mirror and say, I like what I see. That was taught to me by one of my teachers many years ago. Stand in front of a full-length mirror, say, I like what I see, and keep doing it, and keep saying it until you do. So if you can't say it now, then keep working on it until you can. Let's affirm, I love, accept, and approve of myself as I am. And know my body is a temple of divine love and health. So you can say some version of that. I love, accept, and approve of myself exactly as I am. And my body is a temple of divine love. Wayne Dyer also emphasized, when speaking of self-love, you cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. This will be time for personal sharing, an opportunity for you to share your experiences, insights, and any shifts that you may have felt tonight in your awareness. I'll close first with an affirmative prayer, one that I borrowed from Emma. I am one with the divine source of all healing. I'm one with life. I'm healed, I'm whole, I'm free. My body is a temple of divine love and health. I now release all fear and embrace the joy and peace that flows through me. I'm grateful for this time of healing and connection. And so it is. So thank you for joining us this evening. Once again, as always, we want to invite you to stay tuned and to share. If anyone's new, please say your name, where you're from. We'd like to welcome you. And the question for Thursday night always is, what has it been like being you? Because I know many of you are paying attention to the conversation you're having with the most important person in the world, which is yourself. So let us know how you're doing. We have a minute or two, time for everybody to share who wants to share. Thank you.